Hi Libra, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your January 2021 full moon reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up and also to subscribe to my channel. And if you would like to be notified whenever I upload new videos, and I upload all the time, just hit the bell notification button. And if you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will all be listed and linked in the description box below. Now, before we begin this reading, just a reminder to not respond to anybody pretending to be me in the comment box below offering you a reading. I am closed to private readings at this time and will not be soliciting you in the comment box for anything. Okay, fantastic. Now, with that said, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds. Letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as you enter into this safe and loving space. Now let's let the bowls sing as we see what the tarot has to say. How will Libra be affected by the January 2021 full moon? How will Libra be affected by the January 2021 full moon? How will Libra be affected by the January 2021 full moon? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. And show me clearly, angels. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, angels. Move this down for you guys just a bit. Fantastic. Now let's see the chakra energy here that will be affected by this moon. It's where we're going to have to work a little bit on this energy. How will Libra be affected by the January 2021 full moon? How will Libra be affected by the January 2021 full moon? How will Libra be affected by the January 2021 full moon? Angels and spirit guides. Oh, wow. They just fell out instantaneously. Okay, fantastic. I believe it is 3 right here. Yeah, 3. So we're starting with universal light. There is a universal healing, a universal coming together, this light shining from you coming out. And it is going to be something that balances you, but it's also going to be something that kind of, it pushes you out of your comfort zone, but it also has you kind of walking forward in a way that you hadn't expected, that you didn't think wow, this would be my life type of thing. So there's something here that's it's radiating out from you. There's just a sense of something bigger coming, and it's being attracted to you like a moth to a flame. And the soul star chakra is located 6 inches above your crown. And then we have the other soul star chakra, which is the soul's healing. This light, which is now in the hands of this angel, this divine being, is right above your, it's like your third chakra and your heart chakra coming together right here. Excuse me. And there is this sense of this healing coming forward, of the sense of, once you let this light shine, there's something that is healed within you that transforms you, that guides you forward, that leads you to something more. So that's going to be really nice. It's kind of like you're breaking out of a shell. It's also like you're healing some sort of trauma. It could be a past life trauma. It could be it could be a generational curse where it's like, oh my gosh, my family, it's just always like this type of thing. Like, I can never break this cycle. But it's also going to be something very personal for you where you're coming out of a very dark place here, Libra. And then we have, it's very emotional. It's very almost like, oh wow, it's like you're breaking free. It's like you were encased in ice or stone, or you just thought, I'm just going to have to deal with it, aren't I? Like, I'm just going to smile through the pain and keep on trying to push forward. And now is the time where you're saying, no, I'm done. I'm done. And here there is this sense of visualization. It's like you've always seen within your mind that there is more out there. And now with the third eye opening and with focusing on the third eye, there is this sense of getting to see the life that you want, getting to see yourself moving forward, because you're coming out of such an intense and it's also a dark place. It's just a place of pain. And it doesn't mean that it has to be something that other people would hear and be like, oh my gosh, that's horrible. It was painful for you. And it really was intense for you. So here with the visualization, you're looking at what you want, you're looking at what you need in life, and you're visualizing it. You're starting off by saying, can I do this? It's like you're starting off with the thought. And people don't understand how powerful our minds are, how powerful a thought is. Because our minds do not know the difference between make-believe and reality, which is really cool and also absolutely terrifying. So when we start to visualize something, it is kind of firing new waves in our mind, kind of bringing new pathways forward to say, I can do this. I can see myself doing this. And so when you can see yourself doing it, the act then of finally doing it, of moving forward that way that you want to, becomes freeing, it becomes empowering, it becomes where you're supposed to be standing. And so this act of visualization is saying, I'm heading there. And you might not be exactly where it is that you want to be. It might also take a lot of time because there is a lot of pain here that is being healed and that is being addressed. It may not be healed all at once, but then you start to visualize and you start to find yourself moving forward in a greater way. It's like, I can do that, can't I? I can be this, So the left-hand side here is your inner self. The middle is your heart, your emotional self. The right-hand side, the public arena, the public self. So we have the Queen of Pentacles, Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, strong connection to the full moon in Virgo on the 27th of February. The Ace of Swords, God, Source, Spirit, however you see the divine, the universe is handing you specifically a gift, cutting through doubts and fears, knowing your mind, knowing where it is that you stand. The Nine of Swords is coming into play, which is the nightmares that we saw in the chakra energy. And then you have the King of Wands, fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, very strong connection with the Leo full moon on the 28th of January. Eight of Pentacles, your hard work pays off. The Lover's card, which is connected with Gemini energy, May 21st to June 20th. The Five of Cups, and the Nine of Pentacles. The repeat of the number 9 here means you're very close to a completion of a cycle. You have the World, Judgment, the 10 of Pentacles. So you're completing that cycle. Here, it's in your heart, you know that there's something more coming, like your hard work has paid off, but there is more hard work ahead. Here, this is prosperity that lasts for generations. And you have the Six of Cups. The pain comes back. It's living in the past. But it doesn't have to be living in the past in a way that it's like, that's like you wish you were in the past, like very nostalgic or anything like that. It's almost like you get so far and then that voice comes back, that haunting narrative, that person that kind of gave you the low self-esteem or had you doubting yourself, or, the heartbreak. It can even be losing somebody that just broke your heart, and there's a pain here, and it's going to be different for each person, of course, but there's a pain here that's being addressed. And as you're addressing it, the full moon in Leo, which is on, again, the 28th, it's giving you power. It's having you surrender to the divine, as all full moons do. They give us power. They have us surrender to a greater force, a greater understanding. It leads you to the full moon in Leo. It leads you to the sense of where it says, don't let pride get in the way. It's like, don't think that you're supposed to smile because everybody says you're supposed to smile. Don't think that it's supposed to be easy. And here, when we have the full moon in Leo, and when we have this full moon in general, this full moon connects us to the goddess Bridget. So whether you believe in the goddess or whether you don't, whether you think of it as a nice idea or as a form of worship, this is a deity connected with poetry, healing, and smith work. There's something that you're reforging in this time, which the smith work is very important, which I find very, very interesting. And then there's poetry to the healing. There's layers upon layers that get to be discovered. And it's not in this big, long kind of mega poem. It's in these short few verses that all of a sudden you're like, oh, that's it, isn't it? And then this is also the Rowan moon. So this is the wolf moon in the Farmer's Almanac. And this is also, again, the Rowan moon, which brings protection and strength and also success to new ventures. And we see that here. We see this success, coming in, but we also see the doubt and the fear and the anxiety that plagues each section during this time, your heart, your inner self, the way that you're looking at things, and your outer self. And so during this time, you're going to need to kind of remind yourself that success is moving you forward, that even if you're not moving forward exactly the way that you envisioned, you're still moving towards success, moving towards power. But the full moon in Leo, it brings the drama. It just does. And so during this time, when you have the full moon in Leo, it's like, okay, everybody's thinking they're the star of the show. That's just how everybody looks at it. Everybody wants a spotlight. Everybody wants their voice to be heard over everybody else's. And this can lead to a time where everybody's talking, nobody's listening. This is compounded by the fact that we have Mercury retrograde on the 30th of January. So we have Mercury retrograde coming in. We have the intensity of emotion and of ferocity, of spirit, of the Leo full moon coming forward. And so everybody wants to be center stage. Things are getting muddled and confused. And this is a time where instead of making us all feel like we're the main actors of our movie, we can feel like nobody's listening to us, and nobody sees us, and nobody cares. And that's not where you want to be. And so during this time, Leo is a fixed sun sign, okay? It's ruled by the sun. And the moon is a reflection of the sun's light. So this is a reflection of what you're feeling on the inside of you during this time here, Libra. And as you're looking at this brings the fixed energy forward. Fixed energy doesn't move as fast as maybe you would like it to. And what you're going to see here is you don't want to give in. You don't want to give up. You want to say it's my way or the highway. But there's a healing that's moving forward that's almost like, I can't deal with this right now. I don't want to deal with this right now. I need to focus on me. Not on everybody else, but on me. And you're going to instantaneously think, super selfish. It's not. It's just not. So during this time, you're going to find that you need to distance yourself between you and what is making you upset. And if it's something that you can't distance yourself from, you're going to need to take that step back, reconnect with why you're there, what you're doing, kind of the bigger picture of where you're going, and not let yourself get entrenched in an ego run campaign. That's what it's going to be. It's going to be an ego run for the whole entire world, like for everybody, where it's just kind of like, I need to be right. I need to have what the other person wants because I can, a sense of feeling maybe rather insecure, or this sense of I've had enough. I really would rather be sitting on the couch, watching TV, having a cup of tea, just being left the heck alone. And during this time, we're going to want to compensate for that. So be mindful here. Also, that healing that's coming forward is knocking you off your game because it's having you look at things that you wrapped rather nicely in a little box and shoved into the back of your conscious mind. But because Mercury retrograde has us dealing with our subconscious self, because the full moon in Leo has us dealing with our passion and our power, it's a very spontaneous, romantic, and creative time, as well as a very emotional, overreactive, drama-filled time. So during this time, you're pulled two ways. And this is saying, don't let pride get in the way. Don't let the ego take over. Don't only look at what it is that you want right in the moment, because you're going to almost feel, if you step back, like a petulant child. You're going to sit there and be like, you want to just throw a temper tantrum, and you're going to have to stop yourself because it's not going to help anything or anyone. But that sense of, this is catastrophic, I can't believe it, everything's over, nothing has meaning anymore, I'm so overwhelmed. That's going to be the energy that comes forward, which is like a child's temper tantrum. Because when you tell a child no, they react to the way that you would react if you found out that your partner was cheating on you. It's just the end of the world type of thing. And so that emotion is going to be very prominent here as you're moving forward. I know this isn't what you want to hear, and I'm rather surprised to see it, but it is going to be just very important for you, oh goodness, to sit there and kind of let yourself not give into that temper tantrum in front of everybody, because that's not going to be good, but let yourself have that bit of a tantrum, bit of an upset, and then say, okay, now I need to move forward. But you need to let it out, because that will start to crack the barrier that is around you and start to let in the healing. Then you have the new moon in Aquarius, and the new moon always says a new start is coming. It's time for a beginning. It's time to walk through that portal, that door that leads to something greater. And it brings you to the new moon in Aquarius. It brings you to bring love into the situation. And because Leo rules the heart, you're going to find it very almost natural to bring love into the situation. But you're also going to find it very hard because Leo rules the heart. But there's also that sense of, I'm going to get what I want when I want it, because the ego is so powerfully coming forward. So here, to bring love into the situation, say, I need to walk with my heart. And the new moon is on the 11th of February. And you're going to find that during the time of the full moon, on the 28th, if you start to say, what does my heart want? What does my heart feel? What is it that's emotionally the best for me? You're going to start to see yourself looking at things in a new light, in a new way. And it leads you to the full moon in Virgo, which is on the 27th of February, where you're going to start looking at things and say, I'm good enough. I'm enough. I wasn't a mistake. I wasn't wrong. I didn't mess up along the way. I am enough. I am more powerful than I realized. I am stronger than I knew. I am enough. And that is going to be something that can start off feeling rather patronizing, but it turns into something that is rather perfect. It's like, wow, that's true, isn't it? This is me, isn't it? And so you realize that you are enough, that you are moving forward in that power, in that understanding, and it brings you to the spirit animals that are watching over you. Now, in January, it's the owl spirit and it's the bear spirit. And this says, you see clearly now, and the bear spirit says, take time out. So you see clearly now to face the shadows, to find wisdom in the silence, to, look behind the masks of what everybody wears, of the smiles that everybody shows, and to say, but this is me, this is me. And also, you're going to find that you're looking behind the masks of everyone, and you're seeing who they truly are. Maybe not all of them, but a full lot deeper than you were seeing before. And it can be rather off-putting, but it's also going to be rather eye-opening. And then it's like, what are you planting over your heart? What are you moving forward in? What is the grounding power? It says take time out. Take time out to embrace the grounding power of your strength, to channel your confidence, to sit there and look at how your confidence is changing. Look how you are changing, because this is going to be a metamorphosis. This is going to be like a butterfly time where you come out of the cocoon and you almost start to feel like you're reconnecting with something that was lost so long ago. And you thought it was just gone. It was just, I wasn't going to have it again type of thing. And now you see yourself moving forward. And there's going to be real beauty, real healing in solitude, meditation, and rest. Which I know with the world as it is and with everything that's gone on, you might not want more solitude. It doesn't mean that you have to be alone. It means that you have to connect with yourself. And this is actually going to make you feel like you're more connected with the world, like you're more connected with your spiritual entities, your angels, your spirit guides. This is going to make you feel like there's more here than you realized. And so as you open up this door, you embrace the otter spirit, which is the spirit animal of February, which says you are never alone. You embrace your angels, you embrace your spirit guides. You have one otter here, one otter here, making up a heart, the lifeblood of what you want and who you are and where you're headed and what your dreams are. So this is you stopping to swim against the current and say, Spirit, bring me on this adventure, take me on this ride that is so much more than I could have realized, so much vaster than I ever knew. And it has you embracing joy. Yeah, joy again. It has you looking at things and saying, what makes me smile? What makes me happy? Where is my success? And this starts to unite you. This starts to unite you with the two parts of yourself, the sacred masculine and the sacred feminine. This starts to unite you with your awareness of your subconscious self. And this starts to really move you forward. Now, it's very interesting because in your public arena, you begin with the queen, you're crowned with a queen, you're rooted with a king. So in your public arena, you're going to be very focused on the earthly plane, how you're connecting with the earthly plane, how you're moving yourself forward in this earthly plane, what it is that you desire, where it is that you want to be. And you start to see yourself as being a bit more blessed than you had seen yourself before. Now, this can just be this. It's not just, because it's very big, this opening, this revelation, this healing, this power, this freedom that comes forward. And so in the public arena, you start to see this wealth. And it's a wealth of prosperity, it's a wealth of bounty, it's a wealth of greater understanding, it's a wealth of connecting with your truth. This is money, or something you value as much as money, coming forward in your life. And this is you connecting with it in a very powerful way, in a way that radiates confidence and success and prosperity and bounty. And it brings you to being very receptive to the gifts of the Ace of Swords, to the cutting through of doubts and fears, and the removal of chaos. But it doesn't remove chaos, because it has you facing the Nine of Swords, which is nightmares, doubts, angers, upsets, upheavals. And you're going to be sitting there saying, this gift is coming in, but yet I feel more overwhelmed at times. And that's going to be because this gift is coming through, and it's cutting through so much of the nonsense, so much of the worry that we have in our lives. And that worry was placed on your shoulders. Now, it can be that when you were little, your parents had a lot of arguments and you internalized it, or the people who raised you argued a lot and you internalized it, or you never just wanted to be the bad one. You could have had a sibling who was sick, or a family member who was sick, and you always saw that your parents were so stressed, or they worked all the time, and you just didn't want to add any burdens, because you're that great equalizer, Libra. You like to keep things balanced. When you are in alignment with yourself, you just want everything to be balanced and harmonious. And as a child, you'll take that on as your responsibility. And it doesn't have to be your responsibility. So it could be facing that. It could be facing a relationship where the person became very controlling, very manipulative, very much like it's my way or the highway. And started slowly and steadily going from a person who praised you all the time, who told you how wonderful you were, to saying, oh, I can't believe you did that wrong again. And it's only supposed to take you 5 minutes. Why did it take you 6? Or you really need another, cookie? That type of thing. And it just made you feel terrible. It turned life to ash. And this is what is being cut through here. This is what you're looking at and saying, no, I can't do this anymore. I can't live in that nightmare. And it can also be, you were the person who had to take care of people. You were the person who just had too much placed on your shoulders. And there wasn't a way that you could break. Especially if you were taking care of anybody who needed you, children, parents, anyone, a spouse or partner, anybody who needed you, and you still had to do everything. So here there is something where the weight became unbearable. And there's almost a sense of a dread of having to repeat it, or that it will never end. And what Spirit is saying here with this moon is that there's a sense of coming into prosperity. And it doesn't mean that you come into the prosperity of all of a sudden you win like a whole bunch of money and, $100 bills are just flying around you. Though that would be awesome, and I would love that for you. But it's coming into a wealth, what you value as much as money, a building of wealth, kind of sitting there and seeing your worth. And then the King of Wands is fire and passion and determination. This is your heart's truth. So you're connecting, with the full moons here quite brilliantly. And also with the new moon in Aquarius with the gift of the Ace of Swords. So with the Queen of Pentacles, this prosperity comes forward. With the King of Wands, this fire, this determination. This is the rooting factor of you during this full moon, because this full moon roots you. It tells you, don't give in to ego, because it's going to be so easy to, and everybody around you is doing it, so why the heck not? But it's going to be here, this power, this passion, this determination, this fire, this truth. What is it that sets your soul afire? What is it that blesses you? How is it that you embrace your life, or where it is that you want to be? What is the crown that you want to wear? So that is at your rooted self here, this passion, this determination. At your heart, you're seeing your hard work pay off. You're actually going to see yourself moving forward. Now, it can be in your visualization, it can be in breaking free or in a healing, but it's also seeing everything that you've worked so hard for, everything that you've given such time and effort and patience to and dedication to. You're going to start to see some sort of reward. Now, it could be a simple thank you, but it can also be a simple, it's not going to be simple. It's going to be like, wow. It can be, no, okay. So what Spirit's saying is that other people would see it as simple. They would see it as a sense of, wow, I can't believe I came through that. It's like you're looking at things and it's like, oh, wow, I can't believe I did that. I can't believe I can move forward this way. I can't believe. And you're going to see yourself embracing your successes more. And you're going to see yourself moving through that archway, especially around the new moon, because the new moon is all about archways, new beginnings. Very much to think of the god Janus from Roman mythology, the god of portals and new beginnings. He's the god whose name was given to January because it was the end of one year, the beginning of another. We walk through the portals almost of time. And so here, you're going to find yourself moving forward in that tenacious prosperity, in that sense of, yeah, I worked hard, and yes, I deserve this. And that's what's embracing your heart. And then you start to look at what it is that you love. And you start to find yourself falling back in love with life, falling in love with your dreams, falling in love with what you desire, falling in love with who you are, falling in love with what you're thinking about. And you're going to start to see this passion arising. And with the Lover's card, it can be an increase in love. It is an increase in love, but it can also be relationship, there we go, relationship-wise, where you see yourself connecting more distinctly with your partner, but also with the masculine and feminine aspects of your personality, of yourself, of what it is that you desire. And so as you embrace this avenue of love, you start to embrace you more and more and more. So instead of sitting there and getting mad at yourself, oh my gosh, I should have done this, oh my gosh, I should have done that, oh my gosh, I can't believe I was so stupid type of thing, the way that we talk to ourselves in our heads when we're frustrated. It's a, wow, I did well. It's a, okay, I still have to, achieve this, or I still have to look at that, but I'm really moving forward, aren't I? And then there starts to be this ease off your shoulders. It's like this respect that you embrace for yourself moves you into a place where you're like, oh, wow, that really does change the game. It really does, help me see the duality in my life and the things that I truly desire. And it brings you then to the Five of Cups. Change your mind, change your life. And while you are focusing on love, and while you are focusing on what you need and where you need to be and what it is that you want from your existence and yourself, you start to change from only seeing the negative to really starting to focus on the positive, really starting to sit there and say, this is who I am, this is what I've worked for, this is the healing, beautiful love that is moving me forward. And instead of second guessing every single step of the way, instead of thinking, oh my gosh, well then I was a bit mean and I wouldn't have done that, if I was looking at things now. And, the way that we accumulate guilt, this is saying, stop, release it. Start to look at the healing, beautiful love that is around you, at the healing between you and your angels, you and your spirit guides. Start to ask your spirit guides or your angels as you go to sleep at night. Start to say to them, please guide me as I sleep. Please, let me, guide me as I sleep. Let me connect with my subconscious mind, because it's your angels and your spirit guides, but it can simply be you connecting with your subconscious mind and really seeing it talk to you in a way that gives it more of a name, because you've given your spirit guide a name. You've given your spirit guide a kind of face in your head. And you've made this more of a connection, a relationship, than just kind of speaking to the abstract. So as you do so, you're going to find yourself waking up, and it can be when you're in the shower, it can be as you're brushing your teeth, having these revelations come to you, having these insights come to you. And you're like, oh, that's what I need to do today. Or, oh, that would make me feel so much better. And then you have, I love that you start with the Eight of Pentacles. You're crowned with the Eight of Pentacles. Your hard work pays off. You're rooted with the Nine of Pentacles. I love that progression here. And then you have love and healing right at the center. And the Nine of Pentacles is prosperity. Prosperity, bounty, joy, like hard work accomplished. Now, is there more hard work ahead? Absolutely. But is this moment about enjoying what you've done, like savoring what you have created? Yes. It's like creating something really yummy and getting to eat it, and not just like scarfing it down really, really fast, but savoring it and just indulging in it. And yes, you have dishes to wash now, but this gets to be beautiful. And that's what the Nine of Pentacles is. This gets to be beautiful. This gets to be enjoyed. This gets to be savored. This gets to be so much more than you thought. You know? So here at the root of your heart, it's like start savoring those moments. Instead of once you accomplish something, putting on your plate like 18 million more things that you have to do. It's like savor the moments, because it leads you in the public arena to the world opening to you. Now, yes, the world seems small or claustrophobic right now, and it can be frustrating because all you want to do is kind of like get back to normal. And yet it seems like all you can't do is get back to normal. But what you're going to find here is that as you're set free, as you're stepping into the place that you need to be for yourself, as you're embracing your dreams and your hopes and your desires, you're going to find that your world opens in a way that you hadn't anticipated. And instead of the world being a scary place, it starts to become a place where you're like, yeah, I could do that, can't I? And the doors that were once really locked, like barred, bolted, absolutely hidden away, you're going to be like, oh no. You're just going to see this pathway opening, and you're going to be like, oh no, that's really beautiful, isn't it? Oh no, that's really peaceful, isn't it? Like, that's what I wanted. And you're not going to know that you're starting to build around you what you have always wanted, because there has been so much chaos. And so it's like, no, but that's what I've always wanted. Like, that's what I've always dreamed of. That's what I've always been drawn to. Excuse me. And it leads you to the judgment. It leads you to rising like a phoenix from the ashes. It leads you to embracing your power. It leads you to looking at things differently. It leads you to being resurrected from sorrow and pain and disappointment and anger and upset and upheaval, which brings you, it's like a new lease on life, is what it is, as the world opens. And I love that you have, 21 counting down to 20. The world opens, and then you have a new lease on life. You're like, okay, I can see this. I can visualize this. I can start, embracing this confidence. And then the world opens, and it brings you to the Ten of Pentacles, wealth that lasts for generations. It doesn't have to be that you give people an inheritance. It means that the way that you live your life, or the joy that you have in your heart, starts affecting people from generation to generation. It starts opening up the world to you. It starts you have deeper connections with people. And you might not even know how much you impact others. This can be like when you're at the grocery store, or when you're out and you're just nice and polite and, a kind person. That can have a ripple effect. Just like when a person gets yelled at and then they yell at somebody else. Well, I think when a person is kind, and I know when a person is kind, then that boosts up the kindness in another person, or it can start to kind of soothe the anger and the pain and the hurt of the person who just feels taken advantage of, or just feels super angry. Not with all people. Some people just want to be angry, but with a lot of people, that's the case. And so that could be the wealth that lasts for generations. But this is a sense of feeling more prosperous within your existence, more prosperous within your life. But there is also a sense here. Now, it's as you're walking forward, you're walking through those gates, you're embracing this prosperity, there is a sense of the negativity coming forward. And there is a sense of living in that past. And for me, what I'm seeing here is that it's the past, hurt, trauma, sadness, sorrow, lack of confidence. And it might be something that you always battle, because this could have been ingrained in you when you were very small. But it's also saying, you don't get to have that power over me. I don't get to talk myself out of success. I get to embrace success. I am success. I am powerful. I am brilliant. I am prosperous. I am exactly what I need to be. And so that starts opening up the doors to you in a way that is exquisite, and in a way that has you breaking free. But also know that as you're breaking those chains, and as you're freeing yourself, it's like the iron becomes harder to saw through. It's like the wind blows you down. You're going to find that chaos happens around you to have you stay in a place that isn't at a higher vibration. Why? Because if you raise yourself up, then exactly what happens is you start to raise everybody that you meet up in one small way or another. And the world doesn't want that. The world kind of likes chaos and likes to perpetuate the chaos. So if we had the harmony, and if harmony was an easy place to reach and to live in, everybody would be doing it. But chaos is so much more advantageous for the energy, not the energy of the world, but the energy of man. So here it's looking at things and saying, no, I get to move forward in my prosperity. But just know that the doubts, the fears, the angers that have been holding you back, the hurts, the pains, the disappointments, everything that we saw with the chakra message, that comes forward. And that's at your root here. So even though you have these brilliant opportunities, even though you have these brilliant blessings coming at you, this doubt, this fear, it can ruin everything. So just be very mindful of it. How will Libra be affected by the January 2021 full moon? How will Libra be affected by the January 2021 full moon? How will Libra be affected by the January 2021 full moon? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Yeah, this one. Okay. How will Libra be affected by the January 2021 full moon? How will Libra be affected by the January 2021 full moon? How will Libra be affected by the January 2021 full moon? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. Show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Nourishment, abundance, realization. Oh, I like that a lot. Okay. The unexpected. So the unexpected will knock you for a loop within your heart. And we see this with you breaking free. And it's repeated here, multiple times within your reading. So just know the unexpected reverse, it comes at you. It makes you want to hide away. But personal issues reach a resolution. And time to give rather than to take, so that you have a very strong connection with the Virgo moon. This is the new moon in Virgo, and of course we have the full moon in Virgo on the 27th of February. So you're going to be very connected to that energy. You have Gemini coming forward. The answers you need are coming, and this is the full moon in Gemini. Here with the personal issue reaching a resolution is the full moon in Cancer. You then have the new moon in Sagittarius, which says luck is on your side. And then the full moon in Scorpio, it says it's time to release negativity. And that's what this is all about. So what you see here is there's a nourishment of your soul through your prosperity, through you moving forward. There's a sense of, I'm nourishing me, I'm moving forward in me, I'm embracing my prosperity. And it starts to lead you to abundance, to bounty. And that abundance comes from the facing of the nightmares, from saying, you don't get to have a hold over my life anymore. I get to move forward. And you realize that you yourself, right here, this person, walking through the keyhole, you are the key and you are the king of your passion, the king of what you desire, the king of rolling up your sleeves, getting your hands dirty, going after what it is that you want. The unexpected, it knocks you for a loop as you're embracing your hard work, as you're moving forward in what you love. You're going to think, oh, I didn't plan for this. And you're going to really want that sense of, I wish I could have time to plan for everything that's going to happen right now. And this is saying here, embrace that otter spirit, embrace that letting the current take you, like letting yourself go with the flow of divinity, not giving in, excuse me, to anyone, but saying, okay, angels, spirit guides, divinity, where is it that you want me to be? How is it that you want me to move forward? What is it that you have planned for me? And that leads you towards really embracing your prosperity and really opening your heart up to love and beauty and bounty. And then we have a personal issue reaches resolution with the healing that comes over, the changing your mind and changing your whole entire life, looking at the the healing, beautiful love instead of the failures, the heartbreaks, the pains, the disappointment. So you start to change what you're seeing, and you start to move yourself forward in greater fire, greater passion, greater truth, a greater sense of calm, of love, of what you desire. And it brings you to, it's time to give rather than to take. With the bounty that's coming in, it's time to give yourself a break rather than taking on more and more and more. It's also time to, share this wealth with others. It doesn't mean that you have to go out and write a check or anything like that, but share a smile, share a kind word. Let this beauty be what guides you in your existence. Because what happens is the answers you need are coming as the world opens, as you are resurrected from doubt and despair and heartbreak and pain. So you take aim. You take aim on where it is that you want to be, because luck is on your side as you embrace the Ten of Pentacles, as you embrace wealth that lasts for generations, as you embrace prosperity and success and bounty and beauty. You take aim. And as you take aim, it's time to release the negativity. It's time to release what has held you back for so long, that has been, just that anchor around you that keeps you from moving to the place that you want to be. And it sounds so easy to say, well, just release it. Now, it can mean that you have to start talking to somebody, or it can mean that you start journaling or making little videos, just you talking to yourself. You don't have to post them on any sort of media network or anything, just for yourself to sit there and release. You can call them, your spirit guide conversations. Name your spirit guide, whatever name comes into your head. My spirit guide's name is Amani, and just let that conversation flow. Let yourself either write to them if that's how you work best, let yourself talk to them if that's how you work best, and let yourself express what it is that you need. Because you're going to see here that there's a release, and that release of the negativity can help you organize your thoughts to either then go and speak to somebody and say, okay, this is what I want to talk about, or it can just start to let you feel more free because you're letting it out. It's not always just eating up inside of you. Now, your subconscious chakra message is self-mastery, which is what you're doing at this time. This is the solar plexus chakra. You are mastering yourself. You're sitting there and saying, I own my existence. I am beyond powerful. And that comes in a beautiful way. You start to see yourself falling into alignment. Your chakra energy, your soul's energy kind of embraces this healing, embraces this truth. And it leads you then to growth. It leads you to a growth of identity and of self. It leads you to growth as a person. You're going to see tremendous growth during this time because there's so much heartbreak and pain that is being looked at, that is being, released, that is, no longer eating you up inside. And as you embrace that release and as you embrace that growth, it leads you to the full moon in Libra. I love that. It leads you to you embracing the fullness of yourself and saying a win-win outcome is forecast. I'm winning. Like there's a win here, and there's no way that you will lose. So even if you think, oh my gosh, this is like a total mess up and I can't even believe it, there's going to be a win later on down the road. There's going to be a way that all this comes together and you're like, wow, if I didn't go through this, which could be like the darkest moments of your life, where it's like, if I didn't go through this, I wouldn't be me. And I like who I am now. And so things are becoming balanced, and you're going to see that there's a win. Your subconscious tarot message is the Page of Cups. You become a student of your heart. You become anointed with these lessons, with this coming together, with what you love. And you move yourself forward in this power and in this prosperity. All right, Libra. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Now, before we begin this meditation, let us take a moment to just take in everything that Spirit said, because this is so much heavier than I expected. And it's time to start focusing on the abundance that you want within the world, within your world, and not being held back by what others say and what others demand. Now it is time to embrace you. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Libra, and may you have a blessed moon.